What's up guys, it's Cameron here, and in this video we're going to be talking about my Amazon account that I use for dropshipping and how for some reason it still hasn't been shut down or banned or any of that. Now in the past I have had an Amazon account shut down, so I tried my best with this new one that I made a couple of years ago to try to not get this one shut down. So here's some of the things that I think, and it's just a theory, that may be keeping my Amazon account afloat for dropshipping purposes. So my old account was tax exempt in like every state except for a couple of them. And which was great because I got better profit. It was the one I was using for Facebook at the time and loved it. It was also my personal account then, but I had a lot of volume running through it and every transaction basically was tax exempt. So I don't know, but this account that I currently have is only tax exempt in Kansas where I live. It very rarely is having transactions go through that are zero tax, unless they are coming from my personal purchases, or if I happen to get a drop shipping order that does take place in Kansas and is fulfilled to Kansas, which has happened. But it's not like thousands of orders going through as tax exempt all over the country. I'm not running into that. So maybe there's one less flag getting flagged because of that happening on this new account that my old account was encountering. Another thing that I do is on my old account before it got shut down, which by the way, I did get that account back. I just don't use it for anything other than like my wife's Kindle purchases for Kindle and her books. So it's just this current account is Amazon Prime. Sorry, I probably didn't set this up very well. Both were normal Prime accounts. They're not business accounts. They're not anything special. They're Prime. I also use an Amazon credit card, which I did on both accounts, and the same card has been used on both accounts. When I open this new one, I don't have any special new cards that I had to trick the system with. I use the exact same credit cards that I would normally have used on the old account and just continued business on this new one. Didn't have any problems. But one of the other things that I do is instead of adding addresses, every time I get an order, you hit add new address, type all the stuff in, fulfill the order. And my wife would get like irritated after a while. She's like trying to order stuff herself and sick of the 100 or so addresses that are in there at any given time. On this new one, I only have a handful of addresses and I edit the dropshipping ones every time I place a new order. So I say a handful, I probably have like 10 addresses in there, half of which are personal ones to me or my business that I own locally. They're basically all my address or my business partner's address or something. But there are a handful of just shuffling around dropshipping addresses that every time I get a new order, I just hit edit address next to the name when I go to select where to send the item on the checkout page. And I just edit the address from there, keep my phone number in it, good to go. Now, I didn't do that on my previous account, and it's a theory again, but I'm curious if this is why this new account is just fine, because I'm not constantly churning out addresses like crazy, and maybe editing just flags differently than adding all the time and deleting all of the time. Maybe that has something to do with it. Now, on top of that, I also use this as my personal Amazon account. So whenever my wife orders something or I order something, it does go to my address, which matches the address on all of my credit cards, including the ones that I use for dropshipping. So if there's any kind of cross-reference systems, and I don't claim to know the ins and outs of how Amazon works or tracks its users or any of those things, but I would imagine that somewhere in that mix of stuff I've just listed, if you abuse the system, it probably starts to flag your account in some way that maybe there's some suspicious activity going on or that it's being abused for the free shipping from Amazon Prime or something like that. So I do eat a little bit more on tax because I'm not sales tax exempt in every state. So it does cut into my profit a bit. I do get orders where if the item is priced small enough, if it's a really low number for how much the item costs, I've kind of eaten it a little bit, not realized, and, only made $1. But then in 10 minutes, I'll make a sale that makes $10 or $15 for something that's just slightly priced more. So the sales tax, I haven't really noticed to be too much of a problem. Not enough for me to try to think about getting sales tax exempt in every state. Plus, if it keeps my Amazon account happy, it's well worth the cost. It's just basically the extra cost of doing business for not getting shut down and running into the problem that a lot of you face, which is, okay, now what supplier should I use? My Amazon account got shut down 2 years ago, never got it back. By the way, if you've never tried to log into your old Amazon account that you got banned, I would recommend trying it. I remember for the longest time I was trying to get my Amazon account back and it was no use. And then one day I accidentally auto logged into it on my computer and it was fine. I can buy off of it. I can do everything a normal Amazon account would do. I can sign it up for Prime. I can do whatever I want. I'm just, like you, spooked a little bit, and I don't want to touch it because I'm worried that it's messed up. But it does work and function perfectly fine, and I could probably use it as an account if and when I need to. And I think I have used it a couple of times to buy something for drop shipping, but I don't know why that would have been the case. But questions like this, you can ask all day long in the VIP group, and it might just spur a video like this one where I get asked over and over again, and it's just time to make a video response for a question that gets brought up repeatedly. So feel free to join the VIP group. It's $10 per month. You can cancel it anytime. And before I forget, my product research course is out. It helps you find products like I do so that you have year-round products that sell. And it's a new approach on finding products. It's not a software specific thing. It's not, oh, click this and then search here and do all that. It's not some weird tedious process like that. It's more of a mindset shift to where you can spot products very easily and know if they're winners and do kind of experiments from there and kind of, really narrow down what products you're going to be selling, because then they're on autopilot. And if you can find a good product, you can drop ship on any platform. So it's not TikTok specific, even though it was born out of TikTok success. So, I do talk about more novelty products in it that are very well performing products on TikTok specifically, but I'm not going into the TikTok platform or any specific platform or software or tool. But just go check out the course if you want to sell a bunch of cool products and actually get sales all the time. And if you're currently already getting sales all the time, good job. You figured something out and you should be proud of yourself. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.